This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast at the headquarters of Frank Warren. I have Frank Warren himself, a certain heavyweight, Mr. Triple D, Daniel Dubois, and Martin Bowers. So, Frank, I'll come to you first. Saw the news put out that March 14th, WBA have put out purse bids for Daniel and Trevor Bryan. So tell me about it, please, Frank.
Purse bids have been put out for Daniel and Trevor Bryan. The purse bids will be open next Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning, Panama time. So his waiting will be over.
Yeah.
He's been very patient, Daniel. Been, what was it now? It's got to be about 5-6 months, where he could have had at least a couple of fights in between. But he's shown great patience, and hopefully that'll be rewarded now. And if we can win the purse bid, we'll do our best to get the fight on over here in the UK.
Well, Dan, he's won a couple of purse bids recently with Fury White and Andrade Parker, so got to make a hat-trick. Surely you've got to tell Frank make a hat-trick.
Yeah, I've been waiting on this fight for a while now, so it's good to hear, good news that it's on. It's fine. It's here.
What is the purse split, please?
55-45.
In favour of Trevor, of course. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Martin, as Daniel's manager, obviously a tough setback with the Joe Joyce fight, but a brilliant comeback fight for Daniel, and then straight into this fight for the WBA regular title. You must be delighted.
Delighted, definitely, yeah. Well, we're thankful to the WBA for moving it forward. I mean, it's been a lot of work behind the scenes, and as Frank will tell you, it's been going back and forwards, and we're actually there now, so great news.
How do you assess Trevor as a challenge for Daniel?
Listen, it's another progressive fight, and it puts Daniel in the top mix, so it's a really good fight, and I think the British public will enjoy it.
Daniel, you must be over the moon. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the heavyweight division at the moment with Fury White. We're not sure about Usyk and Joshua's situation, but for you to get a title shot at this stage, you must be delighted.
Oh yeah, definitely. Putting up this fight, this is a chance to get up there and do my part and be at the top table to fight one of the the proper champions and to do my part now, and it's my opportunity, so I'm ready for it.
What did you make of Trevor's last performance?
It was sloppy, it wasn't, but I don't look at that and judge him by that. I'm going to prepare really hard for this, and this is my opportunity, and I'm going to go for it.
Well, he seemed excited for it. He's put on his Instagram story, LFG. I think people can work out what that means. So it's good to see he'll be coming pumped up in the ring. I'm sure you will be as well.
Yeah, it'll be a great fight. It's in the swing now. I'm going to get in the swing of things and be prepared for it.
Well, you say it's going to be a great fight, but I'm sure you're confident that you get rid of him early, Daniel.
Well, definitely. Win by any means necessary, and let the result take care of itself. But I'll put the hard work in, and I'll do what I have to do.
Frank, as I said, purse bids next Monday. We're speaking today is Monday, so a week from now. However, could there be a slight chance that you and Don King reach a deal?
Well, you never know. Anything happens in this sport, but we're looking at the backstop, and the backstop, having waited all this time, very, very patiently, was to get to a situation where there would be a purse bid, because that focuses everybody. Then everybody involved is now focused on what the purse bid means on Monday, and they're focused on if anything happens in between. We've got a short period to do it, so there's no delaying. And for me, I really, it's been really frustrating for us. We made a massive investment in Daniel. We believe in him and his talent, and for him to be inactive for as long as he's been inactive it's been terrible for him, but it's been ultra frustrating as well for us, because you want to get your guys out there, you want to get them being seen, and that's what we now will see happen. Thankfully, now we got something to aim for.
And is there a set date when this fight has to happen by?
Well, win the purse bid, you've got to get it. Goes on within, I think it's about 160, 180 days. But the fact of the matter is, you win the purse bid and you set the date. So it's up to us to try and win it and get it on as soon as possible.
Martin, I say should Daniel come through this fight, because you never know in boxing, but Daniel will go in as a heavy favourite into that fight. That puts him, in the mix with the top guys. Obviously, the WBA will call him at some point as a mandatory, whoever is holding that belt, whether it's Usyk, Joshua or someone else. So at the end of this year, early next year, you're backing Daniel to go in with the top guys?
Unbelievable, yeah, definitely. we're looking forward to that, and that's the plan. That's what we've been working towards. As Frank said, it's been a bit frustrating not being able to get out, but we didn't want to lose this position, and we didn't want to jeopardise anything that we've been working on. So, we're looking forward to that.
Well, it's been a frustrating time for him. He was out for a while with the, those injuries to his eye. So got back from them, and then all the sort of hanging around waiting for this to happen. I mean, if he had a fight in between, he'd have lost his position. So that's why he hasn't fought. But as I say, it's now happening, and and it's gonna just want to get him in the ring again.
Get active again.
This guy with Bryan, he's obviously he's very experienced. He's got a good record, got a winning record. So he seems to fancy it. He's been putting a few things out on the social media now, so that's good. And I think we're going to get a good heavyweight fight. I mean, the division's really flying at the moment. It's so alive, and I'm really looking forward to the fight.
How do you navigate a potential situation where you've got Daniel in a very strong position with the WBA, you've got Tyson as WBC king, and you've got Joe Joyce as WBO #1? So you could have all your guys in top positions or holding belts. So that could be a situation you have to deal with next year, where you could have to make an in-house fight.
It's not a terrible problem, is it? One thing about that, we won't have to worry about dealing with third parties. We're all sensible enough to sit around the table and work out deals for those fights, to make those fights happen. So that's a no-brainer. We work very hard with our guys, and we always do our best for all of them. And they're all British. It tells you the strength of the British heavyweight division. I mean, we've got the young guy here, new kid on the block as such, as far as the young guys coming through. You've got Tyson there, and you've got Joe Joyce, who's had an unfortunate injury in breaking his wrist, but he'll be out sometime in May, and we're looking forward to seeing him back in the ring too.
Daniel, Frank's right. Obviously, you've been around the circuit, it feels, for a long while, but you're still so young, and you've got a decade, if not more, left in this game. I'm sure you feel like that as well.
I do. I feel, once you're getting us, active again and get the ball rolling again, then I'll be, back in the swing of things. And from what Frank's saying and everything, it's all going right. And I can't wait to get back in there and get back in action.
As I said, Joe Joyce in a strong position as well. If he captures the WBO, that could be a world title rematch next year.
Definitely.
It's a mega fight next year. Mega fight. I mean, let's get it right. Before COVID came in, we sold it out.
That's right.
They sold the O2 out.
We got ready twice for it, actually.
Got postponed twice. That was sold out.
Without a world title on the line.
Yeah. So it's with a world title. It's that's a big stadium fight, no doubt about it.
Okay, Frank, Daniel, Martin. We'll obviously have a catch up once this purse bid conclusion is done, unless you reach a deal with Don King. Is there anything you guys would like to add before we close off?
No, all good. Just looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. All right, thank you much for your time, and we'll
Cheers.
speak soon.
Cheers,
all right.